far before we get started with the video, and that's a little shout out to Chris Gonzalez of Pinnacle Detailing in Victoria, Texas. That dude rocks. If you have a black car and you want high level paint correction or coatings, you gotta look up Chris Gonzalez in Victoria, Texas. Auto detailing business tips. So how about last week's episode, folks? Did I bat the beehive big time? That was very interesting. So my obvious answer to that is the actual heading of the video itself. Detailing business, plain and simple, detailing business. Specifically, tips on operating a detailing business. So let me introduce you to what I call my rule of detailing, which is the 60-40 rule, which is very different than the 80-20 rule, which many of you might be in fact familiar with. So Darren's detailing rule of 60-40. What the heck do I mean by that? And once again, this is about detailing business, not how to detail a car, not how to polish paint, not how to clean leather. It's not a how-to video. It's what I call the intangibles of operating and owning a successful detailing business. Hence 60-40. And what I mean by that is this: 40% of owning, operating, and not just having a detail business, but actually being successful, as in the ability to grow your detailing business, and even more importantly, how to become highly profitable within your detailing business. Those skills are not about how to polish paint, how to detail a car, how to clean wheels, all those what I call tangibles. And there is the 60-40 split. 60% of a detailing business is what I call intangibles, things that cannot be touched or felt, seen or heard. They're the intangibles. It's not a product. It can't be bought in a bottle, can't be purchased online. These are skill sets such as communication skills, patience, discipline, presentation, uniforms, how you present yourself, managing expectations. These are all skills that you just can't touch and feel, you can't smell them, you can't even see them in the traditional sense, meaning I can't hold it. It's not a product. It's not a tool. It's not a piece of equipment. So once again, the 60-40 rule. So 60% is what I call the intangibles. 40% are what I call the actual skills of how to detail a car, how to polish paint, how to clean the wheels, how to clean an engine, those types of things that require products and tools, brushes, you name it, buffers, pads, polishes, go down the list. Once again, detail business tips, detail business skills. So let me introduce you to something that I refer to as the elusive obvious, which means it's so obvious that people can't recognize it, people can't see it. So when it comes to that 40% skill set, you do realize that virtually all those skills can be learned for free on YouTube, many of which are on my own channel. How to polish paint, how to wet sand, how to shampoo carpeting, floor mats, a headliner, go down the list. That stuff with my channel, along with like 1,000 other channels, more of which pop up literally every week. I guess it's the latest and greatest, like, oh, how cool would it be to have a YouTube channel? Well, the difference is that I'm trying to teach skills that will take someone that actually wants to enter the world of detailing and will help them with the intangibles that they're not going to learn on someone else's channel. That is how I'm trying to differentiate myself from the other channels. It doesn't mean my channel's better. It just means hopefully you're going to learn something here that you're unable to learn on someone else's channel. Perhaps someone's channel that actually doesn't have 30+ years of business experience. Yes, they can teach you some skills of how to do this or how to do that. But when it comes to the intangibles of truly growing a business, marketing a business, presenting your business, communication skills, managing customer expectations, all those things that are not only going to allow you to grow your business and get more business, but become highly profitable in the process, and developing skills of trust and communication that will actually foster long-term relationships with your customers. So therein lies the difference, what I call the 60-40 rule. 60% intangibles, 40% hands-on or the tangibles. So in response to last week's video that was specifically called Detailing Business, Dealing with Competition, it's about the intangibles. So I'm not going to go into defense mode because apparently Darren's just a big, arrogant, racist pig. Whatever. You know what? There's so many things I could say about that, but I'm not going to bother. But what I will do is I'm going to use two very specific comments that were made that refined the essence, the message of the video so perfectly. Welcome to the other part of my world here at my desk. As a little side note, let me introduce you to my next book that I will be recommending to you by Dennis Prager. Happiness is a serious problem. Indeed it is, but I digress. So check this out. And yes, I am both a PC guy as well as a Mac guy. Right now you're looking at my PC. So the first one comes from, and I love this moniker, Mutter Trucker 94. LOL. Did everyone miss the whole point of the don't sweat the competition, stay positive and ahead of the game, devise ways to differentiate yourself from the competition and stay confident about it? What matters is you are better than them and you need to keep that attitude and mentality to maintain success. Kudos, Darren. So whoever Mutter Trucker 94 is, I'm going to give you 2 thumbs up because you nailed it. It's like you got it. I wasn't disparaging anyone or any race or anything. In fact, I was actually trying to get my competitors on the screen so I could actually promote their company. Because once again, I don't do washing, they do. So if they can do a decent job, which all indicators suggest that they could, then I don't mind giving them my business that I can't handle, because I have many people that call me up. Hey Darren, we're looking for a regular wash guy, or hey, do you do washing, whatever. So I get all this extra business that, what do I do with it? So I was actually trying to create a win-win for everyone. It helps me be a resource for people that call me. People that call me now have a resource to go to. When they go to these other detailers, they get the business. So everyone wins. So I find it a little ironic that somehow it was misinterpreted that I'm disparaging immigrants. I'm clearly just stating the fact, which is if I was an immigrant, I would accept that I am limited by an inability to speak the native language. Therefore, I would have to bump up my game in order to be truly competitive. So let me add the second one that comes from McGamer. Once again, love the moniker. And he just basically keeps it so simple and succinct, which is kind of redundant, isn't it? So basically, do a good job and learn how to communicate, and backlash, 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 backlash. And he goes on to say backlash about 20 times. Okay, I had to show more. So about 22 times. So once again, he nailed it. Do a good job and learn how to communicate. We can reduce it down to something that simple. So I'm just going to end there. Well, no, I'm not. Because there's that whole arrogant part. The arrogance part, that I get. Yes, I come across as arrogant, cocky, disgruntled, bitter, angry, frustrated, all those things. Because, well, sometimes I am. But I'm speaking from experience. So to bring it full circle, Therein lies another difference between my channel versus, let's say, other channels. And it doesn't mean you can't learn from other channels. Of course you can. And by all means, learn from those other channels. But you've got to sit back sometimes and wonder, if I'm a 24-year-old kid and I'm teaching you the business of detailing, how much experience could I really have? And also it goes back down to that 40-60 rule. So there's endless channels you can learn the tangibles, the how to detail a car. That's part of my, what I call my unique value proposition. Meaning, what value can I as a person, Darren Priest of Auto Fetish Detail, with 30 plus years of experience, bring to the table that's uniquely different than the other channels? Because I do have a lot of experience. And it's not just barely scraping by. It's literally how to develop and market a business so that I know how to grow it. And more importantly, I know how to continually become more and more profitable. Because at the end of the day, is that not what most of you want that want to get in the business? Is to do something that you really love doing and to be very profitable doing it. It could be that simple. So those are the intangibles that I'm trying to teach. I hope you learned something. And once again, always look in the show more box because there's always going to be links. And if you like it, by all means, thumbs up it. And by all means, feel free to make a comment. I don't care if it's positive or negative. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Because trust me, I check them out. I don't always have time to respond, but I do check out your comments. And moving forward, those comments are actually going to help other people moving forward. Whether you want to comment based on your own experiences or your own perspective of the video, I do take the intel and I do my best to implement it. Okay, till next time, see you on the other side.